Mexican left-wing President Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador won a recall election engineered by himself during the first months of his presidency, which is, of course, a situation that basically destroyed the opposition's possibility to get him out of power in less than expected. So this electoral event had an extremely low participation, all has to be said. It has a pretty significant low participation from the Mexican people, with less than 20% of registered voters in these nations voting in this referendum, where the people was going to decide whether Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador was going to get out of power or not. So this way, over 19% of this a small amount of people who voted and participated in this electoral event voted for AMLO's continuation in power. So this situation essentially represents a significant defeat for the Mexican opposition, given the fact that it definitely showed a lack of efficiency in mobilizing its bases and convincing a good amount of Mexican voters to participate in this recall election, in this so-called referendum. So on this point, the main question is essentially, why the hell the Mexican opposition essentially failed to take advantage of such a promising situation, of such a promising scenario? And the reason behind this reality was essentially that the opposition has been extremely divided on this particular issue, with many factions discouraging voters, openly discouraging voters for participating in the recall election, as they claim this was nothing more than a propaganda exercise created by left-wing President Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador. So, of course, this victory, I mean, despite the fact that we're talking about a Pyrrhic victory, given the fact that, of course, the amount of people who participated was extremely low, despite this fact, it is actually an undeniable fact that this is a huge victory for Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador. No one can deny that. And this way, the left-wing leader in Mexico will definitely keep pushing for his goal of making a constitutional change, which many political analysts, not only in Mexico, but also in many other countries around Latin America and even the United States, have pointed out that President Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador will definitely want to extend the presidential period, which is something that many people feel afraid of, given the fact that in Latin America, the creation of a dictator always begins with this particular constitutional change. The fact that the president, through the Congress, through the legislative branch, which in Mexico is currently controlled by Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador, given the fact that his party is the majority in the legislative branch, could eventually approve this policy, that the presidential period could be extended. So, given this victory, it is quite possible that President Lopez Obrador could feel more encouraged to take this step. Reporting from Medellin, Colombia, Luis Orozco, Newsweek.